Well, one of the specious arguments against making a transition away from carbon and to a zero carbon economy is that we'll lose millions of jobs in doing so. There will, of course, be a transition, and people need to be helped through that transition, uh, just as the Biden administration is proposing through all types of transitional assistance, training, and more. But the fact of the matter is that all serious studies on the issue uh, conclude that in making this transition will create far more jobs than will be put at risk. This is where the future is if we want to be a competitive economy in the world. And this is always the case, not just with the jobs that may be affected by a carbon transition, but by jobs that are affected by any type of technological transition. I remember uh, writing a speech for my late mentor, Reuben Askew, the former governor of Florida and trade representative for the United States, that he gave at Cornell University back in the early 1980s. We wanted an illustration of the point I've just been making. And I chose the topic of butter tubs. In upstate New York, where Cornell is located, in the 1830s and before, there was a thriving industry in making butter tubs. What were butter tubs? Butter tubs were wooden containers in which you could place butter so that it would keep it from spoiling for a while. But then what happened? Then what happened is they invented railroads, and along with railroads, soon afterwards, they invented refrigerated railroad cars. So there was no longer any need for butter tubs. The people who had made butter tubs lost their jobs. They had to do something else. But tell me how many jobs there were in the railroad industry that we developed in the 19th century in the United States of America. This is some of the same kind of challenge we face now, and we always face in trying to remain competitive and become more competitive in our national economy. Uh, to do so, we have to be open to change. There are always incumbent forces that are in favor of the way things are, like coal mine companies, for example. But we cannot sacrifice the future for the sake of the past. We can help those who are trapped in the past find their way to the future, but we can't do so at the cost of all the many opportunities and jobs that can be found now for the future.